All right, let's talk about the fact that apparently Russia is afraid of buying ballistic missiles from Iran. First of all, like just the whole thing, Russia is afraid of buying ballistic missiles from Iran. Like, why the fuck would Russia need to buy ballistic missiles from Iran? Well, that's because Russia can't fucking create anything of their own. Because, spoiler alert, Russia is shit at technology, at actually creating things, even for their beloved military. Um, just the capacity is not there, the components are not there. Obviously, they're suffering with the lack of electronics, for example, and like the capacity isn't there. They've actually used so many of those missiles in the first, even like in the first, particularly in the first like 3 months or so, 3 to 4 months, maybe even 6 months, that recently, I want to say like in the past, yeah, probably like since, I don't know, like November. So in the past, like, what, 4, 5 months, they didn't even use that many missile strikes. There weren't that many missile strikes on Ukraine. Obviously, I was talking about absolutely horrendous one in Dnipro in January, right? I think it was that the rocket obviously just hit a regular civilian apartment building and killed, I think, I forgot already how many, but a lot of people. Which is obviously should be also considered a crime, war crime, and all of those cunts and those cunts who launched that missile are all identified. I even made a fucking video about it. Go watch it. And yeah, but my point is that even though, like, obviously, like, I can't stress enough how fucking horrendous those acts in and of itself, right? Even though they are not sort of on the scale how it was at the beginning of the war, right? Those missile strikes. Those missiles are still missiles. You can look at the size of it. It's a fucking size of a truck. It's got a shit ton of fucking explosives inside. It literally can destroy like a section of the building, which is like what, like 20 something meters high and like 20 meters wide or even more, and whatever, 10 meters deep probably. Just annihilate that kind of a section of the building. Um, so that's a fucking powerful shit. So even one of them, if it lands anywhere in Ukraine, that is terrific. Not terrific. Sorry, terrible. Um, and obviously it brings destruction and death. I don't want it to like understate that. Oh, now they're using less of them. Even one death, because even one death of regular people who have nothing to do with this, like who is just like trying to live their life, trying to survive. This is already one death too many. Um, and it's so fucked up that it's been year after this whole fucking war, and Israel only now thinks about actually giving Ukraine something like an Iron Dome and those like NASAMS and things like that, anti like aircraft sort of again like defensive system. Uh, Either there's like whatever like 3 4 in Ukraine right now, or maybe not even single one in Ukraine right now. But promises obviously from everyone that, oh yeah, we're gonna give you this, we're gonna give you that, while those things um, could have prevented at least some of the deaths and some of the destruction that rockets like that bring. But yeah, basically, Russia kind of, because Iran obviously is under sanctions, because Iran is like one of the worst regimes in this world. Russia was kind of thinking apparently if they should buy or shouldn't buy rockets from them. Um, and apparently, at least as of sort of now, as of like mid March, um, Russians kind of think that if they kind of acquire those additional ammunitions from other countries like Iran, and we're going to talk about China later, um, maybe then the West will kind of see it as a carte blanche, basically, to give Ukraine also the weapons, the missiles that can fly up to whatever 300, 400 kilometers. Because uh, now I don't think they have it. Like the HIMARS systems that Ukraine has, I think the rockets inside have the range of like what, like I think 100 kilometers, something like that, maybe a bit more. Don't quote me on that. But not like, definitely not 3, 4, 500 kilometers. Although Ukrainians are really cunning with their use of drones, because apparently Russia does not have proper air defense system at all, because lots of Russia in various different fields, if you poke in it, it is a Potemkin village. If you don't know what Potemkin village is, just Google Potemkin village. Just read about it if you've never heard that term. It's just all facade in many, many fucking areas, right? And yeah, Ukrainians were doing good fucking shit with their drones recently. Flying, 200, 300, 400, apparently, I think even a bit more, inside Russia, and landing on some aerodromes, airports, right? Military, obviously, not the civilian. They're not fucking animals. They never attacked any kind of civilian infrastructure or like oil refineries, things like that. Things that sort of Russia uses in the war. And yeah, so even without like long range missiles in Ukraine right now, Ukrainians are finding the way to do some damage. Okay, so then, okay, so this is that about Iran, right?